Today, I am going to be showing you guys my brand new LeBron James build in NBA 2K23. Now, this build is special to me because I made sure that it could play like every single version of LeBron that you can imagine. I don't want to hold you guys much longer, so let's get started. All right, so now when it comes to making this build, you're going to make it at the small forward position, named LeBron James, obviously. And then when it comes to jersey number, you can go with 6 or 23, but you can't actually get 6 because of the retirement of Bill Russell's jersey. So now when it comes to the body settings, you're going to go with the height of 6'9", weight 185 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan and a built body shape. Now I'm going to show two versions of the LeBron James build today. One of them is not going to have a lot of strength, and then I'm going to show you another version of the build at the end of the video that does get bully on the build. So I'm going to show you two versions. So don't think I'm just giving you a low weight LeBron build that's just going to be a meta 6'9". All right, so now when it comes to the finishing, you're going to get a 93 driving dunk, which is going to get you all of the major finishing badges that you need on gold. You're going to get gold posterizer, gold limitless takeoff, gold slithery, and this is also going to allow you to unlock the elite contact dunks on this build. I couldn't make a LeBron build without getting it the elite contact dunks. And then another thing, which is an underrated part of LeBron's game, which a lot of people don't put on their LeBron builds, is post control. We're going to get a 70 post control on this build, which is going to allow you to get all of the major post scoring badges on either silver or gold. So you're going to get gold postman technician, silver drop stepper, silver dream shake, and you can actually do some damage in the post with that 70 post control, as you'll see later on in this video. But right now, let's get to these finishing highlights, and let's not even wait. Let's show some of the best stuff right off the bat. We're getting the meter windmill contact dunk over the center, and that's just the type of stuff you can do on a LeBron James build. Now listen, there's gonna be a lot of people saying, why haven't you upgraded the driving layup? It's only in the 70s, and I understand that. I get that. LeBron is one of the best players when it comes to driving at the rim, as Skip Bayless will say. Okay, but he's a lackluster three-point shooter, but we'll talk about that at a later point. But the most important thing is his dunk rating, and the builder is a little bit limited, even though we complain about it being OP and everybody can dunk, shoot, and do this and that. I couldn't fit in getting that super high driving layup without sacrificing something else, but you'll see that this build is pretty well rounded all the way through. Get the high dunking, you're gonna get the elite contact dunks, you're gonna have really great mid-range scoring, great three-point scoring. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get back to the finishing. Now, I mentioned that dunking, so now let's talk about it a little bit more. Listen, if you really want to master the full potential of this build, I highly recommend that you learn how to use that dunk meter. As you've seen right here, man, you can get crazy contact dunks and you can finish at the rim at a very high rate as long as you know how to use the dunk meter. Look at this right here. We're using that boost shuffle. Shout out to VDG. We were trolling a little bit in that, but right there, we're going to activate the dunk meter again and just dunk over pretty much everybody since we had takeover 2. Oh, and that's another very important thing. Make sure you guys watch all the way to the end of the video or skip to it if you're a loser, because I am going to show you guys the best takeovers to use on the LeBron James build. There's actually a lot of options, and there's one slashing takeover that's way better than the others, and again, it's going to be at the very end of the video. Make sure you go check that out. But now let's move on to the shooting highlights. So now when it comes to the shooting, you're going to get an 81 mid-range shot, which is going to give you midi magician on Hall of Fame, and then you're also going to get an 83 three-pointer, which is going to get you space curator on Hall of Fame, as well as agent threes on silver. Now, I couldn't show you guys shooting highlights on the LeBron build without hitting the patented fuck you 3 as our first bucket. Now, if you want to know how to do that move, it's actually very simple this year. Last year was a lot more complicated. What you really just do is just walk as if you're just LeBron, and then make sure you have the LeBron James signature size up equipped, and just flick up to the opposite hand that the ball's currently in. So if the ball's in the right hand, flick up to the left with the right stick, and it's going to give you that little dribble move off to the left, and he's going to look at the ball just like this right here. That's basically how you do it. Now let's talk about the shooting, man. Listen, we'll start with the mid-range. As you've seen with the clip so far, you can definitely hit your midi fades, your post fades, just like LeBron James with that 81 midi. And then not only that, but that 83 three-pointer is more than serviceable when you're trying to take your catch and shoot shots, your standstill shots, or even your hop back threes. You know, LeBron's got that nasty hop back in his size up escape package, so you can definitely shoot off of that as well. And when I made this build, I wanted to make sure that I tried to stay away from making that super meta 6'9" inside out score that you constantly see throughout the park as well as the rec center. So we made sure that we added that mid-range, which is an important part of LeBron James's game. You know, I just felt like I couldn't do it right without having that. But, you know, overall, you can be a more than serviceable shooter from any spot on the court when you're using this build. You have the decent mid-range, you have the decent three-pointer, you can take shot-creating moves, you can hit your pull-ups, your step-backs from the mid-range or the three-point area. So overall, this build is fantastic when it comes to shooting. But let's talk about the thing that LeBron is the most known for, which is playmaking. Now, when it comes to the playmaking, playmaking, I had to make sure that I got the pass accuracy right. We went with an 86 pass accuracy, which is going to get you most of the major passing badges on Hall of Fame. You're going to get that Hall of Fame floor general, dimer, break starter, post playmaker, special delivery, and then the only other badges that you get on gold are going to be needle threader and bailout, but most likely you're just going to run bailout on bronze, so it really does not matter a whole lot. And then when it comes to the ball handle, we're going to go with an 81, which is going to get you quick first step on silver, as well as ankle breakers on Hall of Fame. And then the speed with ball is a 75 to unlock the Michael Jordan dribble style. Now, I know there's going to be quite a few people saying, wait a minute, you only went with silver quick first step. Now, two things. One, gold quick first step according to 2K Labs is only 1% faster than silver quick first step according to their tests. And secondly, let's do a real eye test here. Since we're talking basketball, let's do an eye test real quick. Like, you know, fuck the analytics. Let's talk about that eye test. You've seen the clips, you've seen the finishing, you've seen the shooting. Could you really tell? Like, be honest. Put it in the comments down below if you've made it this far into the video. Could you really tell that it was not gold quick first step? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really notice it until I had to remind myself that I had to talk about it when I was making the video. Not only that, but sacrificing a little bit to my ball handling allowed me to add so much more to the build, allowed me to add that midi, or instead of going with pro contact dunks, I was able to get the elite contact dunks. So, you know, again, you know, if you want to add that gold quick first step, you absolutely can, but no, you're going to sacrifice things in other areas, and I just didn't want to sacrifice. But now let's actually talk about the playmaking. Having that high pass accuracy allowed me to make passes that I normally can't make. Right here, we're grabbing the rebound, we're kicking it out to Mario. If you guys don't know who Mario is by now, man, listen, you're just a casual, okay? I'm not gonna lie, Mario is the GOAT when I play with him, all right? Listen, dot him in the corner, bang, easy shot. And in case you didn't know who Mario is, you're definitely gonna know who the next person is that I'm passing this ball to, which is Koza. We're gonna dot him in the corner, he's catching, shooting, wide open, and so now moving on to the defense, man. Listen, we had to make sure the defense was good as well because LeBron was a lockdown defender in his prime, especially in those Heat days. We got you the perimeter defense, we got you the steal to get you silver clamps and silver interceptor, and then we also got you a high enough block to get you that gold chase down artist. I mean, well, come on now. One of the most iconic, if not the most iconic plays of LeBron James's career was a chase down block. So I had to get him at least a 75. Couldn't go really much higher than that because giving a LeBron James build like an 87, 88 block is a little bit of overkill, but I think I could get away with giving him a 75. And then you see that 70 defensive rebound that's going to get you rebound chaser on bronze. Now, like I mentioned, that gold chase down artist is gonna put work for you when you equip it on this build. You can get chase down blocks with a 75 block now, especially after the patch where the blocks got buffed a little bit. Right there, we're getting the stop by walling them off from getting to the paint. Then the big man tries to go up with it and we come back and we get the chase down block. I'm telling you, lockdown on defense. You got that high perimeter for the silver clamps. You can get off-ball steals. You can even get on-ball steals in some situations, and you can get chase down blocks on this build. But I think that's enough to show when it comes to the defensive highlights. So now let me show you the full build all the way maxed out, plus the second version that actually gets bullied. So now here's the full build. You're going to get 16 finishing, 22 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 17 defensive badges. Now, in order to actually get that gold posterizer, I recommend you put at least one badge point that you get from the Welcome to the League storyline into finishing to get you 17 finishing badges. The rest you can kind of put wherever you want, but I actually ended up just putting all 6 of the ones that I have into finishing. Now, I get those extra 2 from hitting level 39 in other seasons, so that's why I have extra finishing badges that I can put onto this build. But now let me show you guys the other version that gets bully. Now, a couple of important things that I really do want to mention with this build is that you're going to have to go with a lower wingspan in order to still get the 75 speed with ball, because that's one of the more important things, because that's going to get you the Michael Jordan dribble style. And since we lowered that wingspan down to a 7'3" wingspan, which you can see all of the body settings in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you can get an 82 strength, which is going to get you silver bullet on this build. Now let's talk about the changes. You're going to lose 1 to your perimeter defense, you're going to lose 1 to your midi, you're going to lose 10 attribute points to your post control, and a little bit to your speed. I think you're losing about 3 speed as well. So again, if you want to add that strength to the build, you absolutely can, but for me, I didn't really think it was worth it. Maybe you don't have to go as low as a 50 strength like I did. You could definitely go 60 or 70, but I think strength really does not matter on these type of builds this year, unless if you're trying to back people down in the post and trying to drop step them, which is again something I don't really do on this build anyways. I usually operate a lot more in the mid post, taking post fades, post hop shot, doing post spins and stepping back, or taking fades out of those post spins. But here's that second version of the build, and now let's talk about the takeovers. Now when it comes to takeovers, I highly recommend that you go with the easy blow bys primary takeover, and you can go with the perimeter badge drop secondary takeover. Now when it comes to this build being fully finished, you're going to get the shades of Pippen, RJ Barrett, and Andrew Wiggins, and you're going to get the build name two-way 3-level point forward. Now I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun making it, and again, congrats to LeBron James for passing Kareem as the all-time leading scorer of the NBA. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I got a couple more vids coming out throughout later this week, but that's it, man. I'm done. Peace.